A quick mention on Castelion, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This too, design, test, and manufacture next generation military systems. How do you go about looking for these companies?
It's a great question. And Castelion, which you mentioned, is a company, a recent investment of ours, where the team actually came out of SpaceX. And this is something that I think is so important about what SpaceX and Palantir and Anduril have pioneered. I always say that a lot of the engineers who work at SpaceX, they went to the University of Elon Musk. They learned best in class manufacturing, they learned best in class production, and they learned how to move extremely fast to deliver products to their customer, which in many cases is the Department of Defense. And so Castelion's a perfect example of this. It's a team that's spun out of SpaceX. They're building hypersonic weapons. They are focused on a use case that the DoD has said is so essential to the next conflict. I think they're also another great example where a couple of years ago, if you were an investor in Silicon Valley, you would have never invested in a company that would have said the word hypersonic. If you were an engineer, you wouldn't have thought, okay, I can work on these really important defense missions, because there just weren't people who were focused on this category of innovation. And in the last few years, there has been a sea change in what is happening on the ground in Silicon Valley and across the US. Engineers, the best and brightest engineers, are focused on working with the Department of Defense on the things that are most critical for them in the case of Ukraine, Taiwan, and all of the theaters that the DoD is really focused on today.